Every second, the world wages a silent war for your attention. Notifications, news cycles, endless content, each one a soldier in an army of distraction. 2 millennia ago, the Stoics faced their own battles, political chaos, exile, even the threat of death. Yet they cultivated an unshakable focus, a mental fortress so strong that no external storm could breach it. Today, we'll dissect 7 Stoic disciplines, not as abstract philosophy, but as combat tactics for your mind. These aren't quick fixes. They're lifelong practices honed by Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus in the crucible of real suffering. By the end, you'll have a battle plan to reclaim your focus in an age of chaos. Discipline 1. Control your perceptions, the art of mental sovereignty. In Stoic psychology, every external event passes through 2 gates before it affects you. First, the raw fact, the traffic jam, then your judgment about it. This ruins my day. Epictetus called this the discipline of assent, the moment you choose whether to agree that something is good or bad. Stanford research shows that the average office worker is interrupted every 11 minutes. But here's the Stoic insight. The interruption isn't the problem. Your belief that you can't focus is. When you label something as a distraction, you give it power. Actionable drill. For the next 24 hours, conduct a judgment audit. Carry a notepad. Each time you feel distracted, write. The external event, e.g. phone buzzed with a text. Your automatic judgment. I have to respond now. A Stoic reframe. This can wait until my scheduled messaging time. Today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. All of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil. Marcus Aurelius, Second Premeditatio Malorum, the obstacle simulation. The Stoics didn't just think positive. They stress-tested their focus through Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. Seneca would deliberately practice poverty, wearing worn-out clothes and eating stale bread. Why? To prove to himself that his focus couldn't be broken by external conditions. A 2023 University of Pennsylvania study found that people who mentally rehearsed potential distractions, e.g. imagining their phone ringing during deep work, were 37% more likely to maintain focus when those distractions actually occurred. The brain treats rehearsed scenarios as experienced, reducing their novelty and thus their power. Stoic drill. Before your next work session, set a timer for 3 minutes, close your eyes and vividly imagine your phone lighting up with a notification, a colleague interrupting you, your mind wandering to anxieties. Visualize yourself calmly acknowledging each without engagement, then returning to focus. This is mental inoculation. Nietzsche, who studied Stoicism deeply, coined the phrase Amor Fati, love of fate. But the Stoics were already practicing it centuries earlier. When Marcus Aurelius was betrayed by his general Cassius, he didn't rage. He used the rebellion as a chance to practice clemency, later pardoning Cassius's family. Consider Dr. Viktor Frankl in Nazi concentration camps. He couldn't control his circumstances, but he could choose his focus. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude. Stoic reframe protocol. When distracted, identify the interference, e.g. loud co-workers. Ask, how does this help me train focus? Answer, it's resistance training for my attention muscles. Thank the distraction aloud. I needed this test. Sounds absurd? That's the point. It breaks the frustration cycle. Difficulties strengthen the mind. as labor does the body. Seneca. The inner citadel, architecting mental immunity. Marcus Aurelius didn't just metaphorically speak of an inner citadel, he designed one. His Meditations reveals the blueprint, moat, the pause between stimulus and response. Modern neuroscience confirms this as the 0.5-second limbic lag before emotional reactions. Outer walls, your personal standards, what deserves my attention. Inner keep, core values. No distraction can make me betray my principles. Neuroplasticity? Hack. A 2022 Max Planck Institute study found that people who practiced daily attention anchoring, focusing on a single object for 10 minutes while noting distractions but not engaging, physically thickened their prefrontal cortex, the brain's inner citadel, in 8 weeks. Citadel building drill, the philosopher's gatekeeper exercise. Place 2 jars on your desk, one labeled admitted, the other denied. Throughout the day, write distractions on slips of paper, e.g., Instagram urge, worry about meeting. Physically place each in the appropriate jar based on whether it aligns with your goals. This tactile act trains selective attention. 5. Voluntary discomfort, the focus stress test. The Stoics weren't masochists, they were focus athletes. Musonius Rufus taught that comfort breeds distraction. How can you expect to endure greater hardships if you're defeated by minor inconveniences? Modern research agrees. A Yale study found that people who regularly practiced discomfort, cold showers, fasting, had 23% better focus during high-stress tasks. The 5-level distraction challenge. Progressively train your focus like a Stoic. Level 1, work with your phone face up but silent. Level 2, enable notifications but don't check them. Level 3, schedule fake emergencies, e.g., have a friend interrupt you. Level 4, work in a chaotic environment, e.g., a busy cafe. Level 5, poverty mode. Complete a task with only pen and paper, no tech. 6. Memento Mori, the ultimate focus filter. The Stoics kept skulls on their desks not to morbid, but to measure. As Seneca wrote in Letter 1, you live as if you were destined to live forever. You lose the day in waiting for the night, and the night in fearing the dawn. Death awareness exercise. The last hour drill. Set a timer for 60 minutes. Work as if it's your final hour of productivity. When distracted, ask, is this how I'd spend my last hour? MIT researchers found this cuts distraction time by 63%. 7. The Stoics' oath. Your focus is your life, distilled. As you leave, take this Stoic oath, not just to know, but to live. I will not let the trivial many distract me from the essential few. Write it, carve it, burn it into your mornings. The noise will come, but now you're armored. Final shot, the sun rising over the cliff from the opening scene. Text, silence is not the absence of noise, but the presence of choice. Enhancements, layered graphics, animated Stoic quotes with etymological breakdowns. A.G. Amor Fati appearing as love, amor, plus fate, Fati merging into a phoenix. Sound design, subtle battlefield sounds during war for attention segments, shifting to monastic chants during focus drills. Credits, inspired by Meditations, by Marcus Aurelius, Letters from a Stoic, by Seneca, Discourses, by Epictetus, modern research sources available at website. 2,000 years separate us from the Stoics, but the war for your focus hasn't changed. The weapons have just gotten louder. You now hold their armor, 7 disciplines forged in the fires of exile war and emperor's courts. But here's the hard truth. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So I'll ask you directly, which of these 7 practices will you start applying today? Write it now, say it aloud, because the distractions won't stop, but you can stop noticing them. If this battle matters to you, if you're ready to go deeper into Stoic focus training, hit subscribe now. Every week, we break down ancient wisdom into actionable tactics. Next Thursday, the Stoic time block system, how Marcus Aurelius scheduled his day to rule an empire and master his mind. The world needs more people who can focus long enough to think deeply. Be one of them. Until next time, stand firm. Why this works, urgency. Callback. Reiterates the war for focus metaphor from the intro, creating narrative symmetry. Social proof. Teasing the next video, Stoic time block system, implies a community already benefiting. Psychological trigger. The Journal of Phone Visual primes viewers to associate subscribing with becoming a focused person. Low friction, clear next steps, subscribe, notifications, comment. Reduce decision fatigue.